Welcome into another edition of Sports Junkies. I'm Steve Sparky Fifer from the Wendy's Big Show, weekday afternoons from 2 to 6 on AM 1250 and 105.7 FM The Fan. He, of course, Gery Woelfel of the Racine Journal-Times. Let's talk a little bit about Packer football. As the
Super Bowl-bound Green Bay Packers?
Well, maybe.
Whoa, maybe.
Well, look.
You're not going to say yes or no at this point yet?
No,
Are you going to be a Geeson and say, a Geeson is named affectionately after Greg Geeson. This guy goes, well, I'm not going to make any predictions yet. And then after it happens, well, I told you they won.
But this is the deal, Gary. If you look at the Packers, they've already had injuries to have to deal with, okay?
Right.
We're going into week 3.
Right.
So I'm saying maybe, because I don't know what else is going to happen from an injury front. I mean, they can't really sustain another big injury here on offense.
Are you kidding?
Or they're going to have big problems.
Steve, they are playing in the NFC, which is god-awful.
Gary.
Okay, we'll say Green Bay is up here. Seattle is wavering. I think Seattle's still got a chance to be right.
Of course.
Okay, where do you go after that?
Arizona's too.
Oh, everybody's on the Arizona bandwagon.
As they should be.
Oh, come on.
Arizona's been pretty good every year that Arians has been there. Bruce Arians is a hell of a head coach.
You absolutely are correct. You said, quote, pretty good.
Yes.
These teams are very good.
Well, wait a second.
It's a step down.
But
and everybody was talking about the Eagles.
No, Eagles. I was never on the Eagles bandwagon.
Well, a lot of people were.
Well, sure they were, and that's fine. All I'm saying is from the Packers' standpoint, they have to stay healthy. I mean, they can't afford, like I said, another big injury. And I'm not going to start naming names because then somebody gets hurt, it's going to be my fault. But they can't afford another big injury. Now, what about that?
Why? But again, I disagree. I think the NFC is horrible. I really do. We just named 3 teams.
Okay, fine. I'll name names. Rodgers breaks his leg this week. How good are they?
Okay, fine. Rodgers. Take anybody else. I don't care.
Clay Matthews.
Don't care.
Who plays in the middle?
Who cares?
No, it's not who cares. Clay Matthews didn't play a snap outside this last week. Why? Because they're screwed in the middle. So he didn't play outside.
Here's a guy you can really count on. The guy sits out the most important part of the NFC.
Well, again, I understand.
You don't count on guys like that. I'm sorry. As
but
great
Gary,
as he is.
Fine. Who's going to play in the middle? Your great prospect that you drafted, Jake Ryan, didn't get a snap on defense this week. You have to play Clay in the middle again because you have nobody else.
I agree, and their front 7 is very suspect, very, very mediocre at best.
I mean, Nick Perry played better than he's played this last week. Now, I don't know if he'll do that again. Julius Peppers was missing in action for the most part. Right. He got credited for a sec because he ran Russell Wilson out of bounds, but for the most part, he wasn't a big factor in this game. Again, like I said, they can't afford another big injury. Jordy Nelson was huge.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, but the only big injury I think that they would really have a tough time covering.
What if it's Cobb?
It is Lacey.
What if Cobb ends up going off for
it's the system.
Then it's James Jones, Devontae Adams, and Ty Montgomery.
I know. It's the system. It didn't matter if it's Holmgren, whether it's Sherman, whether it's McCarthy. It's the system.
But if that's your theory,
you can plug guys in. Maybe they won't be as good, but they'll still be good.
Well, then they shouldn't have paid Cobb and Jordy Nelson the money they paid him.
I tend to agree with that.
Oh. No.
Do you think both those guys are like top 10 receivers in the NFL?
Jordy Nelson is. Maybe not Cobb, but Jordy Nelson
Throw those guys on Minnesota. Throw those guys on Tennessee and see how good they are.
Jordy Nelson has great hands. Jordy Nelson has the ability to take the top off of defense, and Jordy Nelson has great size in the red zone.
I agree.
He's got all the traits you want.
But I could also name you probably 12 receivers in the NFL that I think are every bit as good or better.
Next week on Sports Junkies, Gary's going to come in here with 12 receivers better than Jordy Nelson. We'll see.
I don't even have to wait till next week, but we will. Okay.
Yeah, we will. We'll tease it for next week. Okay. All right, so the Packers take care of the Seahawks. Was it more about the Packers' defense or horrible play calling by Darrell Bevel?
Combination of Seattle not having arguably one of their top 3 defensive players in the secondary. And when
Cam Chancellor, who comes back after the game.
Exactly. And everybody can kind of poo-poo that. But when you're playing the Packers, you better have everybody on board in their secondary.
I agree.
He'll pick you apart.
Right.
That was a huge hole.
See, to me, Gary, it was Darrell Bevel. And not to take anything away from the Packers defense, but you're telling me you couldn't get the ball to Jimmy Graham?
Oh, I totally agree with you.
You go back and look at
You and I are on board on that.
You go back and look at the tape.
Yeah.
Jimmy Graham was open in spots, and Russell Wilson wasn't throwing the ball. Either because the play was designed to go somewhere else or whatever. You watch the Badger teams, What do? They get the ball to the tight end.
Well, I mean,
they always have. Now you've got an all-pro tight end, and you're not going to use him through 2 weeks?
He's arguably one of the top 3 tight ends in the NFL.
It's Gronkowski and then him.
Exactly. You can make a case. But I couldn't agree with you more. I was like, what are they doing? They lined him up, never passed his way.
Now, the other thing...
Do you think, though, maybe Seattle's not showing all its cards at this point?
Well, that's stupid because they're losing confidence as we go here.
Yeah, but they know they're good.
This is the other thing.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson. How do you beat the Packers? How does Kaepernick beat the Packers? You ride and decide you run the football from the quarterback position and keep him off balance. He didn't even bother to do that in the first half. In the second half, he comes out. Now they start doing it, and what happens? They move the football and they score. Darrell Bevell killed him.
Well, Darrell Bevell might have cost him a Super Bowl title last year, too, because he apparently made the call on the goal line. I'm tending to agree with Mrs. Lynch.
No, I don't think he should be fired. I just think I think his game play wasn't that good. I mean, you have to utilize your best offensive player in Jimmy Graham when he's out there. You're paying Russell Wilson like $100 million. Get the ball to your best player quarterback.
Yeah, just moving on to a different topic with the Packers. Barkley started at right offense tackle, and I thought he did a commendable job.
Yeah, against Averill and Bennett, yeah.
I mean, those guys are good.
Yep.
So I mean, he did a really nice job.
Well, they shifted the line to help him.
My pet peeve is, and I hope I'm absolutely wrong, is that McCarthy allows these replacement players to go one-on-one and doesn't give them help. Barkley's was by himself.
Yeah, but they shifted the line to help Barkley.
To a degree.
Yeah, they did.
But they did this against Jared Allen a couple years ago, where they play one-on-one, and I guarantee you, someday Rodgers is going to take a hit. Yeah, because they are not protecting that, giving that guy help. Because they believe in their system so strongly that they believe, but eventually that's going to catch up.
Gary,
yeah.
It's the right tackle. I can see, if I'm Rodgers, I can see what's coming.
Maybe,
the guy that you have to worry about is Bakhtiari giving up somebody on the backside.
Well, I mean,
that's the issue.
Well, that's true. But again, some quarterbacks might not be focused.
Rodgers is.
He is.
I don't worry about Rodgers. I don't. Bakhtiari scares me from time to time. Because again, in my opinion, Bakhtiari is not a premier left tackle. He's solid, yes. Yeah. But I don't think he'll ever see a Pro Bowl. I think he's good enough to play left tackle. I don't think he's as good as Chad Clifton. I don't think he's that good. No. He's not Chad Clifton. I think at some point, whether it's Ted or another general manager, I think eventually they'll try and upgrade that left tackle position. And the other thing is, you give Bulaga all this money, and now he's hurt again.
Right.
So we'll have to wait and see. Kansas City Chiefs up next. You got the Packers.
Absolutely.
Jamal Charles,
they're rolling.
Kenny Mack, Kelsey at tight end. This offense is pretty good for Kansas City.
Who's going to beat the Packers the rest of the way?
Well, we'll talk about that next week, too.
You know what? We're not even at the halfway point, and I'm thinking they might run the table, Steve. It's early, but that NFC is not very good.
This is why you shouldn't drink in the morning. He's Gery Woelfel. I'm Steve Sparky Fifer. Enjoy the rest of your day here at RacinSportsZone.com.